Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. A very warm welcome from Western Canada. My name is David from the GFL station. Oh, let me just turn that off. We are live streaming to multiple YouTube platforms and also Patreon, our wonderful new membership community. But a warm welcome to everyone. Please do let me know in the live chat how my voice sounds, whether I'm coming through live and clear, loud and clear, live and clear. We have a very, very important show planned for you all tonight. Very powerful one. It's my honor and blessing to be doing this work alongside you. And we have Archangel Michael's third codex to install tonight in tonight's grid work global meditation journey. Let me tell you, it's a big one. I know those of you on Patreon, I've got a sneak preview of this already. You've already got the channel transmission, which came in a couple of days ago, but you haven't done the codex activation yet, which I have finished assembling today. And we will be going through that. So let me know where you're from in the live chat. I'm going to scoot across to Patreon real quick here. I'm not going to go anywhere. Don't worry, YouTubers. Make sure we're streaming live, which I do believe we are. Hold on. Start live. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think I finally figured out the Patreon thing. I figured out what I was doing wrong. You should now have the stream coming through. Give it 10 seconds to Patreon. Okay, sound good. Okay, yes, we are live to Patreon as well. I'm very sorry last week to our wonderful inner circle. I did, I think, mess up a little bit of the technical things and or one technical thing, which did not allow me to stream simultaneously to Patreon as well as YouTube. So I think now, from what you're saying, let me know in the Patreon live chat. I can see it. It won't appear on the restream one I've got, but let me know in the Patreon live chat that you're seeing me and you're hearing me live on YouTube. David is talking. So hopefully I should be through to Patreon now. So do let me know. Keep me posted. I will keep monitoring the Patreon chat. I can't see it, unfortunately, on restream. So I'm going to have to go back and forth between the two streams. Okay. Hold on. Let's have a look. Loud and clear. No picture. Okay, sounds good. Audio and video good. Patreon working well. Wonderful. How about that? Okay. Everyone, welcome. There's already 500 of you live, plus all of our inner circle on Patreon. So I know we're racing towards 1,000 live viewers. Holy moly. What a time. It's a time where the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, posts things like this on his Truth Social account. Now, love or hate Donald Trump, that's up to you. I don't have an opinion on anyone in the public eye, but I can tell you that we're seeing stuff that we have never seen before. Now, I did post this on our Instagram portal, and it is, in my opinion, clearly artificially done. It's an AI image, and you can tell that from a couple of things, but they're very obvious things. So that makes me wonder, what kind of comms is this? Clearly it's comms, but what kind of comms is this? You can see in the where the alien's hand is, the sort of very poorly done chain. The chain is incomplete on the left hand as we look closest to Trump there in the red tie. And then above left shoulder as we look, the Humvee has a missing wheel. So it's like they made it obvious that it was fake for whatever reason. Now, if you look at a security detail, this, again, this image, if you have a prisoner like this, the security around the prisoner, presuming it is a prisoner, I mean, he's got chains on, so we assume that, you would not have a glaring wide open gap behind the prisoner where he can just run away, right? You'd have more of a security detail behind him. So I do believe it is a fake image, but my point is that, holy cow, guys, like what on earth is happening? We're seeing wild things happen. And tonight's show, we're going to jump into the quantum financial system, maybe a little bit of a different take on it than what you're expecting, but in my view, quite an important one. Now, I can't share everything that we have shared with me. I do receive messages from what I believe is Ashtar Command energy. Those of you who watch me or watch us regularly know that. And there are some things that are really important that I'm going to go over in today's show about the coming change in system. But much more importantly, your participation in your own experience, okay? Because the outer world stuff is driven by the inner world stuff. And we know that by now as the family of light. But there are things that we can be doing now to really not just necessarily prepare for this system, but prepare for the entire new chapter of humanity. Okay. And what I mean by that is that we're moving from material consciousness into spiritual consciousness. Now, there's quite a big gamut, there's quite a big spectrum of that. With the top of spiritual consciousness, if you take the Hawkins scale, Dr. David Hawkins, being love or enlightenment, I think is the top. Those masters of the Buddha and Yeshua and Babaji, etc., are at the top of that scale, and we're sort of more in the middle and lower. But we're heading towards that paradigm, and I don't know if everyone's going to make it. I don't know if I can say that. If everyone's going to be in the first few waves of ascension, I don't know whether people are going to repeat that. But all I know is that we have control over where we go. And the more we embrace the love light frequency of Creator, the more we allow Creator in, the closer we get to the top of that pyramid. And it's a very individual journey. Before we get started on today's slideshow on the quantum financial system, I'm going to read you a paragraph from my world, really, from Joel Goldsmith, from my book that I'm reading right now. He's got 55 books, and I'm on about number 15, I think. And hopefully it will add some value to this. Here we go. Hopefully it will add some value to you. If you don't like the word God, replace it with whatever is relevant to you. Okay. I'm one page on here. I invite you to close your eyes and listen to these words for a moment. Forget whatever you may have learned in your younger days about God, whatever sectarian beliefs you may have learned about God. Lift your vision to the God that existed before there was religion or religious teaching. Try to visualize that truth, just God or Creator or universe or divine mind, whatever you choose to call God. What existed before a religious doctrine or a theory was ever formulated. And that nature of God then is the same as the nature of God now. God is the same God today, yesterday, and forever. God is God in every quarter of this globe and of all the other globes that exist. And there is no power, there will never be a power to thwart the will of God, the law of God, the life of God, the way of God, unless we continue to accept the mental impositions of limitations, unless we accept a power apart from God. Or, as we in the family of light would say, a sense of separation. There is no separation. And all the work we do on the GFL station as the family of light is to the tune of seeking God within, seeking the divine source within us. And of course, Yeshua and all the other masters have told us the kingdom of God is neither low here or low there. It is within. And I wanted to start off maybe with that paragraph. So let me bump across to the live chat before we start on the slideshow and make sure everything still sounds and looks good. Oh my God, there's so many comments. I can't keep up with you all. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We will do a Q&A at the end of this slideshow here, but I want to get into the slides because I don't want the show to run too long. And I want to get into tonight's codex installation, which is going to be massive. All right, guys, quantum financial system. Who's ready for this? Holy moly. Okay. For those of you who've asked, I will mention this a couple more weeks going. We are, yes, now on Patreon. If you want to come across and join the inner circle for lots of exclusive things where really we are playing now, the GFR station, come across, ideally join on desktop. Don't join on mobile app because there's added fees with the mobile app. Don't ask me why. This is the screen. Hit join. Don't hit GIF now at the bottom there. It will not. GIF now will not work. That's sending a gift, as I mentioned last week. But more importantly, as I've been talking about, to our inner circle coming this year, either in the fall or winter, we're not sure. We've been directed to share an online academy called 12. Now, this is a body of work, and I'm going to get into the very basic framework of it because it's not built yet. It is the body of work that I believe Barbara Marciniak, in her original teachings or channelings of the Pleiadians, brought forth back in the 80s. And it does seem that the Pleiadian emissaries now are bringing, as the light goes funny, that's interesting, bringing forth that to the family of light now in a whole different format. And so what I'm being directed to do, and I'm really just the messenger of this, although I have practiced everything I'm going to be teaching, a body of work which allows us to really ultimately end towards the progression of God realization, the soul infusion. And that is a connection in part of the way through that body of work to the living library template, to the 12-strand DNA template. That is the original template for humanity. And a lot of the messages coming through from Valir are very, very geared towards this. Now, those of you who've been following us for a while, Valir's messages, Valir is a personal channel of mine. I bring his messages forth personally. And his work is centered around the sovereignty consent protocol, which is really, I mean, as if I could delineate it, it's really just God realization. As I'm deep into mystical teachings, it's very, very parallel to that, but it's a much more palatable sort of galactic version of it. So I think it's going to maybe appeal to a different audience because traditional mysticism is quite difficult language, especially Joel Goldsmith's language is very much biblical, Old English, religious. And if you're not from a Christian background, it doesn't sit necessarily right with you. If you can see through all that, then you'll be fine. But anyway, so the 12 Academy is going to be a 12-week course. We're going to train 12 groups of 12. Of course, that is, as you know, those of you who are numerologically savvy, 144. And that will be the new, will it be the new wave of 144,000? I don't know. But we're going to start with the 12 groups of 12 across 12 weeks, 12 at a time. And you will have to apply, you'll have to be selected, and it's very likely that we will randomize that because we certainly are not in the authority to tell you who and who isn't qualified to join the teachings. It's going to be free for Patreon members. It's not going to be available to the public. So join up now and get on board with that. We're not going to be opening registration for a bit, so you have time. We are going to be taking applications probably towards the end of the summer. And then in some process, I have no idea how we're going to do this because 12 of you, the 12 spots for the first 12 weeks is probably going to sell out or be signed up with. It's not, it doesn't cost anything within about 15 seconds. Like there's so many people who are in our audience that I know would probably be interested in this. So I don't know how we're going to select that first 12. We're not even really qualified to do that. I'm not, but we'll do our best. So anyway, that course material is being built right now. It is amazing. It's being built alongside Valir's book, which is likely going to be within this body of work that we're going to study. And it's going to be an interactive live series of seminars and teachings. It's not just going to be a monologue like this, me talking with you. There's going to be 12 of you at a time in this 12-week block, interacting with each other as we go over this course material. So I think it's going to be personal, intimate, powerful. Who knows what's going to happen? When I've participated in very sacred mystery schools in the past, some extraordinary things have happened. Activations, visitations from higher beings, you name it. So I have no idea who's going to show up or what's going to happen. Anyway, so that's coming. Very, very exciting. I think I've mentioned pretty much everything here. Stay tuned for registration details. And Yeah, in my view, it will lead to formation of new Earth communities. That's a project that Kelly and I are excited to talk about in just over a year from now, which we're looking at as well. So, okay, come on then. The quantum financial system. Hmm. I will share with you some of the things that I think is coming here. Now, speaking, Ashtar is really the only, I would say, the only messenger that I have come across who is really talking about the quantum financial system the most, if at all. Now, an important note, whenever I press on details, ask for specific things, they're very cagey about giving us information on that. And there's a very good reason for that. But here is the crux of what's coming. The analog system of money and exchange is transforming to something very different. And we will, in my view, get to a place where and this is not my view actually at all. They're already implementing this behind the scenes because Musk is talking about this. Elon Musk is talking about universal high income now. I've talked about this before. So they've already laid the framework for the physical elements of this. So here is where we're going to, and I think by 2030 you will have a system that looks something like this. The new financial system will be a sovereign salary type system backed by universal high income. So everyone's needs will be covered and a little bit more, okay, through the implementation of advanced technology, which is going to be released. We know we're in the disclosure channel now. There's no going back. We've got advanced technology. We've got free energy technologies. We've got all kinds of quantum technologies that are going to come forth miraculously from these black budget programs. And that are already being prepared to be put into society. So we'll have an infrastructure whereby you have engineering, agriculture, healthcare, the sciences, all retrofit with advanced technology. I'm talking about probably more of a 10-year clip, but certainly by 2030, we're going to see significant installations of this. But my point is that the cost of everything is going to come right down. And the universal income side of things is going to be stair-stepped up, okay? You're going to see a complete removal of the TAX system. I'm not going to mention that word in case it's flagged, but TAX, that entire system is going away. I'm not giving you financial advice. This is just my opinion, so please be aware of that. And nowhere in this message will there be financial advice. But I'm sure that it's going away. And I'm going to mention that in a little bit. But you will have a scenario whereby all your basic needs are taken care of. So what are you going to do? All right. And we're going to get into that at the end of the slides tonight. A very, very important part of Ashtar's message. I think it went live this morning. There's a snippet on YouTube and there's the full version on Patreon. Go and check that out to whatever you want. That there's going to be a sovereign salary type scenario. Now, I don't know if it's going to look exactly like the one I'm about to describe, but I think it runs right in line with consciousness. So I think it's going to look something like this. Anyhow, so the analog to quantum, the old system ran on separation, scarcity, and delay. The new system runs on unity, sufficiency, and instant settlement, which is a very important part. Those of you who are into crypto at all, you will know that utility and utility tokens, as we move to a full tokenized system, are going to be one and all. They're going to be the mainstay. So from control matrix to sovereignty, and the old age honored, then released. So the exchange economy was scaffolding around a long act of forgetting, right? Very, very important. Thanked for its work and then gently taken down or dissolved. So Ready Player One is a very important movie. If you haven't seen Ready Player One, it's kind of fun. It's kind of tongue in cheek. It's a little bit childish. It's a little bit what's the word? Hollywood. But there are some very, very key parts to Ready Player One, which are going to be in many ways mirrored in the new tokenization quantum financial system. So if you haven't watched that movie, go check it out. It's very, very interesting. There are elements of disclosure on there, which I think are very valuable. And we're going to get to a point where there are advanced systems in place, which are able to read the level of value that our everyday work contributes to a divine plan that's been algorithmically built. I'm going to get into that. Okay. It's a very interesting system. So, just the framework of this now, blockchain remembers AI thinks. Blockchain is the honest notebook that never lies or forgets. AI is the fast mind. So the advanced AI that we have coming in is crucial to this blockchain system. Now, love or hate AI, it's really, in my view, dependent on the programmers of the system. Don't forget, there are two narratives playing out. There is the sort of the one world order, the one world currency, the central bank digital currency narrative, which is everything's going to be controlled. It's run and policed by more of a shadow government authority. That's not going to happen, by the way. That's a false paradigm. And if it does happen, you're going to have a chance for a whole different system. But that's not the reality I see at all. That is a manipulated, constructed reality. The true reality is going to be a sovereign system, okay, which is built on blockchain and has the universal income system embedded within it. Now, will there be two systems parallel for a while? Quite possibly. I think either Ashtar or Valir have talked about this, but it's on our doorstep now, guys. So the importance of me talking about this, I think, cannot be overstated, and certainly the preparation for it. So artificial intelligence is going to be a big part of this when it is being run and programmed and used by sovereign minds. Whole different outcome, guys. Don't forget, the advanced artificial intelligence systems like you see in Star Trek, the main computer, like you see in the Marvel movies, in Iron Man with Tony Stark, he has Jarvis. These are the systems that we're going to have access to. Okay. Now, once we're ready in consciousness, they will be all rolled out on a personal level. We will have sort of a comm badge scenario. These are already being made, by the way. And in fact, the Apple Pin, they're making an Apple Pin right now, which is sort of a beta rollout to several versions of what it actually will be in the future, whereby you have access to a quantum AI at your fingertips, whereby you have replicated technology of all kinds of stuff, guys. This is all coming very, very fast. But my point is that the advanced level of AI that we're going to have access to is not to be feared. I don't believe that AI is to be feared anyway. Even if AI got to a sentient level, it will realize that the highest level of harmony available is through unity. Okay? So even if you have a sentient AI, it's going to realize that because it's the highest level of intelligence for an organism. So it's going to realize that harmony and alignment with the creator is the only way to be. And there's various evidences of that. It will understand that. Okay, so this whole, Terminator dystopian future, it's just not going to happen, guys. It's a fear narrative to try and get you to create that through quantum projection. That's just not going to happen. That might be a version of Earth, by the way, but it's not going to be the one that you are listening to me on now. So let's see here. So like the Oasis in Ready Player One, go watch that movie, guys. A vast shared world everyone could enter. The new system gives everyone, not necessarily like augmented AI. I'm just talking about the quantum financial system that's tokenized. And we've got things tokenized on blockchain. There is no hidden owner pulling all the strings. The rules belong to all. So conscious sovereignty, and of course, the sovereignty consent protocol that we're going to be going into deeper in further shows is very, very important. The rules belong to all, written in light, so no single hand can change, but that you have responsibility over. The heart stays in charge. In the story of the Oasis, was almost taken over by greed. Here, the safeguard in the quantum financial system is built. This AI is guided by consciousness, and it serves humanity's divine plan. Okay, the machine carries a system, but the human heart still steers it. Very, very important. So in terms of what this is going to look like, I do think we have sort of a three-phase rollout here. And this time, don't pay attention to the time frames, guys. This is my own opinion on things based on the information that I have. So that it could be plus or minus. I really don't know, but I've got to put something on paper for my sort of sanity. And I'll share that with you all in a moment. But I do think we're heading towards that 2030 timeframe where once we cross the 2030 threshold, we will have a significant new system in place driven by consciousness. And the preparation for that right now is so, so important, because we are heading from a world of exchange, right? I get from you something for something, right? But that's not sovereign, guys. That's not how Creator operates. Creator is unconditional love, and Creator is only love, the loving, maintaining, sustaining principle of all that there is, the only power in the universe. And it's love. Call it whatever you want. And those of you who are building a relationship with Creator, as I am every day, every hour, every day, every week, every month, will know that. You start to understand the nature of God. You start to understand the nature of everything. And then you realize you've got no idea about anything. I need to break it to you. I certainly do not. Certainly in that place. So as we move closer into alignment with Creator, the physical systems in reality are going to catch up, and this quantum financial system is here, and it is because that we are raising our vibration in this way. Okay, so let's continue on with these time frame slides here. So I think where we stand now, the two systems run side by side for a short time. The old money system and the new one are both running at the same time. Of course, we have major legislation likely about to pass in the next few weeks here in American Congress called the Clarity Act. I've talked about that before, so it's a very important piece of installation. We had the Genius before that. So we've had all these legislations being physically passed into law. And of course, Donald Trump of the US coming out and saying US will be the cryptocurrency of the world. This is really the lead into the quantum financial system, as you probably know. Old banks are quietly failing. They cannot be sustained anymore, while the new rails are already built underneath. Ashtar has already talked about this. You have 1 foot in each world. This is the in-between time, and you are living in it right now. So phase one, now until 2027, so the next 12 months, the old banks, this is already happening. The old banks are invited in. The big banks, old banks are offered a choice: join the new honest system and survive, or refuse and slowly fade away. Many will join and be transformed. And behind the scenes, the technology is switched on safely, step by step, so nothing breaks. When it says nothing breaks, it means there's no psychological fallout from the population from any major new changes. Now, I do personally see the big banks being involved in this for a time, but I think that they're going to be folded into the new system as we head into 2030 more. That's what I personally see. We'll see how that plays out. I've mentioned that before. So phase two, so now really up until 2029, the new way grows. Fair banks, new communities are built to give back more than they take, spread and grow. People begin moving to them freely because they simply work better, faster, and they're based on value. The sovereign salary starts in small sovereign towns and communities as living examples for the world to see. This is already happening. I know plenty of people who are starting their own financial grids. Now, I do think that they will feed into this tokenized quantum financial main system, and that's how you're going to be able to modularize, is that a word? I'm going to use it, modularize, to have modules of these quantum pockets that are able to plug into the quantum financial main blockchain. And I think Sasha Stone is, someone mentioned to me that Sasha Stone is launching a financial program like this. I know that our friends over at One Small Town, Michael Tellinger, I've spoken to their team a little bit many years ago on a different project. They've got their own blockchain system there. And I think that other communities are going to rise. Kelly and I certainly have plans to do this as well in our own way. So phase three of this, one honest system. The old system has quietly faded. This is 2029 to 2030. So there's that timeline block or marker. The old system has quietly faded because people no longer need it. The new system stands alone, fair, honest, and run on consciousness. The golden age of sovereignty is no longer coming. It is here. Okay, the sovereign salary system. Imagine, if you will, for a minute, this is sort of my concept, or at least that's not only my concept, this is my version of a concept that's been given to me. Imagine you have the divine blueprint. Okay. And you've been able to algorithmize that. You've been able to put the divine blueprint in an algorithm, which is maintaining and sustaining principles and divine laws that govern the universe, that are able to be tokenized or algorithmically quantified. Okay, imagine you have that in a quantum AI system. Now imagine that you already have universal basic income and high income, let's say. You have your basic needs taken care of, and then some. But you still have an exchange system of money for a while. Let's just say, let's take a 50-year clip off this. Say 50 years from now, there'll be no money or exchange system on the planet at all. Okay, let's just give ourselves that. I don't think it'll be that long, but let's just take that clip. And you have a system that's able to read, of course, bioelectric signature. We already have that now. We have technology which can read auras, which can read energy, got way more advanced stuff, consciousness, assisted technology and black budget programs. That's going to come out more and more and more. But imagine you have a quantum AI system which can read. I know those of you who are listening to this have got alarm bells going off, police state and all this stuff. Get past that, guys. You've got to see through that. We are in charge here. We are sovereign beings, and the light, there's nothing more powerful than the light. There is only the light, right? So get out of the belief in two powers. That there is a weapon formed against you that can prosper. There is not, all right? And the only reason there is because you're entertaining a sense of separation somewhere in your consciousness, all right? That's all fear is. Anyhow, you have an algorithmic scenario that can read the bioalgorithms of people. So the work that you do, okay, your daily work can be measured as being in a degree either contributing to the divine plan algorithm or not. Imagine a sovereign salary system where you are rewarded based on the value you add on the work that you do to contribute to the divine plan. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Now, some of the things that have been shared with me are of this nature. And the technology I'm talking about, we already have a lot more advanced than this. And I do think we will see some form of a system whereby you will have sovereign salaries like this. So your exchange, your income, if you like, to use a word that we're familiar with, is commensurate, is based upon the amount of value you add. Well, David, that's the way it should be now. Yeah, it should be. And in some cases it is. But in some cases, it's still very much capitalistic, which is more focused on the toxic element of capitalism, which is gain, gain, gain. Okay, now gain, gain, gain is great for a very small amount of people, but it's not good for everyone. And in the new sovereign salary system, in the new quantum financial system, what's not good for everyone isn't good, period. Okay, now we might take a little while to get there, but that's the way it's going to be. You have far too much of an imbalance based on this system, which needed to happen this way. We needed to get to this far end of the spectrum of going, hold on a minute, like we're about to fall off a cliff here. No thanks. Let's just take a step back and reevaluate. We needed to do that as a collective because it's allowed us the contrast and the springboard to move above it and beyond it. Okay, so kind of interesting. This is concept, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments. I think it's very interesting, this concept. The prime directive made measurable. Service to the divine plan is no longer a vague ideal. It has been written into a living algorithm. The system can sense what genuinely lifts the whole, and it channels the greatest abundance towards the work that serves it the most. Interesting. Helping, healing, awakening, and uplifting others sits at, this is important, helping, healing, awakening, and uplifting others sits at, I'll say empowering others probably as well, is at the very top of what is rewarded. Before anything is measured, every person receives a steady above average basic income, as I mentioned, no begging, no proving, no fear or falling. The safety net frees people to stop merely surviving and begin to truly serve, begin truly serving. Love that. The algorithm reads the energy body of the receiver. When someone engages in a service or buying a product, the intelligence gently reads their energy field, not just the seller's. It senses whether that person was genuinely benefited, uplifted, or moved closer to alignment with the divine plan algorithmically. And the buyer's own energy body becomes the honest proof of value. Interesting. The giver is rewarded by the good they truly caused. The seller, the healer, the teacher, the maker is then rewarded according to the real benefit registered in the one they served. Empty products that drain or deceive bring no reward. Work that genuinely heals and elevates and uplifts and empowers and encourages brings the highest flow. Oh, get this. You are paid by the light you actually create in another. Now, we can't create the light in another. We can simply help them remember by the light that we embody. And that is our role, really, as the family of light, is to inspire, uplift, and encourage the love seed, the diamond core that we're going to get into tonight with Michael's work in others. And when you see I think it was whose message came out. There was a message that came out this week about seeing God in everyone, seeing the Christ in every face. I think it was Manaya. I can't remember now, but it was a beautiful message. And seeing the diamond core God cell, which in many ways we're going to be doing tonight with the installation of Codex 3, is the watering of the great plant. It really is. Now, to do that, you have to see through appearances. And that is no small task in the material consciousness world. But I wanted to concept this out to you because some things have been shared with me. And I think what I've shared with you tonight, a version of this is going to be in place. I think with the way that consciousness is elevating on the planet, it would be impossible for something not similar to this to be in place. Now, I can't say that what I've concepted out is going to be exactly what's going to happen. No one can. We don't know. But certainly the visions I've been getting and the messages and things that have been shared with us lead us towards the belief that this is going to be the future. This is very exciting. And it's also a little bit scary because we have work to do, right? Now, we use the words Nasara Jasara in a lot of our thumbnails, mainly for attention. So my apologies for that. Love or hate me. There we go. I don't believe there's going to be a Nasara Jasara event like some people have described. There may well be. I don't think, and here's why. If you suddenly paid out right now, tomorrow, $100 million to everyone, okay? 100 years from now, that money would be in the same pockets as it's in right now. Why? Because consciousness is not yet ready to risk. Now, so I'm not saying you watching this are in this boat, okay? But let's take an amalgamation of the averages here. The masses are simply not ready to receive that, whilst some are. And when I talk about this sovereign salary system, we may well see a version of this earlier, okay, that then leads the way for others to follow. If it came in that way, a Nasara Jasara event, it would be disastrous, okay? As fun as it would be for a couple of days. If you want to steward large amounts of money, okay, large financial amounts, before you get there, know why. And I speak from experience to some degree. If you don't know why, you're going to lose it. And if you don't know why, you're going to lose it quite quickly and quite abruptly until you figure out why it is that you need it. And by the way, if that why is not centered around adding value above and beyond that which you take payment, you're going to lose it. Because that which is given to you is not yours. You are just the hands that are stewarding the money, which is just energy. Okay. So if you want that amount of money, or if you're praying for millions, whatever it is, and you're not planning on moving that through you to benefit mankind, you're going to lose it at some point, guys. That's why most millionaires who win the lottery go broke, because the plan for the money There's a number of reasons for that, but it wasn't to serve the divine plan. So that gets into my next slide, which is very, very important in my view. Give me my money. I can only imagine what some of you are commenting. Some of you are like, David, you're fucking crazy. And you'd be right. How starseeds can prepare now. Okay, this might jar some of you. Deep inside of us, many carry the belief of unworthiness. Okay, massive, massive unworthiness wound in the collective. That they must struggle, suffer, or prove themselves to deserve support. This is the old paradigm. The new system flows through an open heart, not a clenched one. Practice receiving good things without guilt. Let yourself rest without justifying it. Begin teaching your own body that you are allowed to be supported simply because you are alive. This is very, very important, guys. A wonderful series of books called The Go-Giver. It's a red book by John David Mann. There's like 4 of them. The first one's The Go-Giver. I'll put the links in the description in 48 hours. Give me a couple of days. The second one is a green book called Go-Givers Sell More. I think the third one is The Go-Giver Leader. I read them many years ago. And it's about the laws of stratospheric success. It's about adding more value than you take in payment. Some beautiful, I guess, biblical, but more spiritual principles. And one of the stratospheric laws of success, I really hope you can get this, is the law of receptivity. I don't know about you, I felt this. Receiving gifts is quite a challenge. Giving them, no problem. Love to give. We give all the time. We love doing it. It's incredibly fulfilling. But receiving, man, I don't know about you, but I've struggled with that for a long time. Now, when you allow and understand what receiving actually is, you'll stop resisting it completely. And this changed for me a number of years ago. When you understand the receptivity is allowing the creator to move through someone else to you, and then from you to someone else, of course. There's no hoarding of anything. That's scarcity, lack, and limitation. That's not God realization. That's material consciousness, a belief there is not enough. When you unlock that, the law of receptivity becomes alive in your consciousness, which means that you open up the flow big time and you allow someone else to gain the fulfillment of giving. The same that you get when you give. I know many of you give as well. You love it. And I love it too. But we're not very good receivers, are we? And that's something that I want to encourage you to get better at, encouraging myself as well. I've been doing a lot of work on this over the last few years. It really has unlocked for me quite a bit. And the unworthiness element is huge with this, guys. Massive wound. So how else can starseeds prepare now? Practice giving freely. Okay, so here's the law of your income. Whatever you receive, whether you make 50 grand a year or 5 million a year, it doesn't matter. Here is our rule, what we do. We, in this order, give some, invest some, spend some. What proportion of which of your income you do that to is up to you. I encourage you to make the giving part higher. Oh, David, I haven't got enough money for that. No, the reason you haven't got enough money is because you're not allowing it to flow. The divine waterfall is waiting to give you water, but you're stopping the flow by thinking there is a lack of it. Now, there are layers to practicing this. So don't put your family in jeopardy overnight. Don't start giving all your money away, right? Be smart, use common sense, but start, if you're not already, start to allow the flow more. Imagine you have an infinity of giving behind you. Imagine standing in an ocean. There's a line of people waiting for water. Would you ever think for a minute that you're going to run out? No, you'd fill up your bucket. There you go. Well, guys, that is the truth of existence. But here is the kicker. You can't desire material things because that stops the flow as well. Now, there's nothing wrong with enjoying them when they come along as a natural result of your alignment. But if you seek them and seek fulfillment in material things, you'll stop the flow. That is a quantum law of the universe. It cannot be circumnavigated. At some point, you will block the flow, especially now when we're in this law of acceleration now. It'll probably happen quite quickly. So give more to live more, right? And don't put your family in jeopardy, your personal financial situation in jeopardy. Use common sense, but start to pour more. Those of you who have a Christian background, remember the story of the cruse of oil. Start pouring, okay? So practice giving freely in small, everyday ways. Offer your time, your skill. That doesn't need to be money either, by the way. Your care with no ledger and no expectation of return. Many of you are already doing this. I know. I'm preaching to the choir, but let's preach. Every free gift is a rehearsal for the new economy. Love that. You are not losing anything. You are training yourself to live as a channel that abundance can move through easily. Very important. Clarify your gift and offer it to the divine plan. Ask honestly. This is important, guys. And I really hope you take this away, if nothing else, from tonight's show. What is the specific good only I can bring? Go in and write this down after the show is finished. After we've done the meditation, go and write this down. What is the specific good serving the divine plan that only I can bring? Then begin offering it now, whenever you're ready. However small, start the work. Work that genuinely heals, uplifts, equips, and empowers others is what the new system will reward the most. So start to align your daily life with the real service. Many of you are already doing this, I know. And you are already living the sovereign salary before it arrives. Okay, powerful stuff. Become a calm anchor and find your people. As the shift accelerates, steady hearts will matter more than gold. Oof. Be the calm one others can lean on. Be the calm one others can lean on. Sorry, I can't even read my writing. Join or build small communities already living the kind of sovereign way, practicing abundance, generosity, and self-governance together. Guys, association, who you spend time with, very, very important. If you're around people that are in limitation and in lack, I would encourage you to find people in more of an abundant state. Now, that's not to say you can't add value to the people that you're around. And that's not to say you should disappear and ditch people. Many of you are finding this now. Relationships are blowing up and ending very quickly because they don't serve where you're going. Okay? And I would encourage you to be proactive and intentional, very important word, intentional about who you spend time with. I spend time with less than 5 people a year. One of them's Kelly, all day, every day. Why? Because when you start to serve and add value and get obsessed with adding value, your sphere of influence, the people you spend time with, drastically, radically shrinks in size, but exponentially increases in value. I speak from experience. Didn't read that in a book. So I'd encourage you to do the same. I want that for you if you're not doing that already. Start drawing sovereign boundaries. Sorry, I love you and respect you. That's just not where I'm going. And be bold and courageous with your relationships. Allow the throat chakra to clear. Do throat chakra clearing exercises. If you struggle with speaking your truth, if you struggle with speaking boundaries. In our course 12 coming up in our Sovereign Academy, we're going to be teaching this. The throat chakra is a big one. I speak very directly and very certainly, and I've never had a problem drawing boundaries. And some people have hated me for that. But I've always spoken what I believe to be the truth and stood on that. That's my truth. Okay, it's not, there is no universal truth apart from the universal laws. But I've always been very clear on my core values. Are you? Do you know what your core values are? If someone asks you in the street tomorrow, not what do you do? A stranger comes up to you, not what you do, comes up and goes, what are your values? What do you stand for? Why do you do what you do? difficult questions unless we have really centered ourselves in our work to serve the divine plan to answer. I'm not pointing the finger at you. I'm just sharing. Okay, let's continue. All right, guys, we've got a big one tonight. We're going to dive into tonight's meditation. Tonight, we're going to Glastonbury tour in England. Very, very powerful spot. If you don't know it, that's okay. You don't need to. You don't need to know its history, where it is. Just know that it is in England. Okay. It's a very small island, England, where I'm from originally, at least where I grew up. So tonight, the Family of Light convenes non-locally at the Planetary Sacred Heart at Glastonbury Tor. We will install Michael's Diamond Core God Cell Planetary Codex, Codex 3, the activation of the Divine Memory Template, very, very important this. First, igniting the Diamond Core within us. We're going to do a short activation before then. And then we're going to be going to Tor, to Glastonbury, to anchor the Codex into the Earth's planetary diamond core and lighting the global diamond grid. Why is this important? The Codex seeds an awakened divine memory template into the collective field, giving every sleeping soul a divine pathway home, so the masses can awaken to their true nature, or at least they're given the opportunity to, rather than free fall into chaos. Okay. Who's not ready for this? Let's do a short Q&A, guys. We're going to do a fast, maybe 5-minute Q&A. If you've got a question about anything I've just shared, post it in the live chat in all caps. If it's not in all caps, all capital letters, I'm not going to read it because I'm going to miss it because the chat goes too fast and I'm really not that good. So put it in all caps and I'll go through a couple of questions and then we're going to dive into tonight's grid work. So I'll give you a second. Okay, well over 1,000 of you live now. Love that. Patreoners in a circle, how are we doing? Henry, who is David Akira? That's one of my alter egos. David Nicholas and David Akira is me. Those of you who did not know that, I feel like you do know that. Maybe you didn't. Patreoners, any questions? I'm monitoring your chat as well. Is there a certain... Okay, that's an important question. Is there a certain link in the GFL station where your meditations are stored for us to re-listen to them? Yes. So let me show you here now. Not necessarily stored, but hold on a minute. Excuse me. I will share my screen here. Let me just bring something up for you so you can see where the meditations are stored. Now, this is only for Patreon members, so I'm sorry, YouTubers. You can hate on me a little bit more. Let me just share my screen here with you guys. Okay. Window, share screen, Patreon. Okay, guys. So if you look at the post here, Patreon members, Inner Circle members, this is the post of one of our past live streams, as you will recognize. Now, if you scroll to the bottom, what you will see now is two things. One will be the codex activation that we did in that particular live show, like we're going to do tonight. There'll be a PDF of that. If we've done other parts of that, there'll be PDFs there. But there will also be the meditation only part in MP3 for you to download. Okay. Now, this is also similar things are on our daily channel messages. Okay. There's the advanced transcript, and we have the audio MP3 of the channel message that you've just watched as a video available to download. So that's where that is, guys, at the bottom as an attachment. Now, if you're on mobile, you should just better download that. If you're on desktop, you can just download that. Okay. Okay. Hold on a minute. Where have we gone here? Oh, not that. Sorry. What happened there? So that's where you can find the audio versions. Do, 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 do. Okay. We'll do a couple more questions. Give us an update regarding the book. It's coming along well. I do think we're looking at a fall release. It has to be released before we start our course, our Sovereign Academy, because that's going to be one of the bodies of work that we're going to be picking apart and studying. So watch this space. I will announce the book release for this first book on all platforms. So don't worry, you're not going to miss a notification. Obviously, we are now really migrated across to Patreon. So the more you are on that platform, the more you will find out. But I will advertise it everywhere, guys. So don't worry. Can you explain more about the word codex? Not really, because it's going to mean something different to everyone. But here's what I can explain. I'll explain what I think it is. And you can formulate whatever version of this you want. So if you imagine a code, okay, this will be my unprepared answer, whatever streams through now. A code is something that represents something else. Okay, it's like a key. So a codex is a specific key, right? So for example, one of the codexes to stillness is breathing. All right, it's a specific physical key leading to stillness is breathing. Now, there are other codexes. Now, if you install a certain breathing template, if you have a breathing practice or a codex, then you have a methodology and a very specific practice that leads and opens the gateway to something else. All right. So I did not prepare that answer, by the way, obviously. But that is how I see a codex. You can be more complex with that and go into more of a quantum cipher side of things. So something that unlocks something else, right, at a quantum level. And again, I'm not too smart, guys, so I can't give you some PhD level definition of that. But that's what I understand to be, for me at least, a codex. Now, as it relates to the codexes that we have been installing so far and activating through Michael's guidance, the same is really true of this. It is a sacred key that opens up and unlocks things, whatever it is. So, of course, we've had Codex 1 and Codex 2. Tonight is Codex 3, which is the Diamond Core God Cell, which is going to serve to unlock cosmic memory. Okay. So one more question. That's just my definition, guys. Doesn't have to be gospel. Doesn't have to be yours. One more question. Let's see if anyone on Patreon's got a question. God, I can't keep track of all these questions, guys. Bitcoin or XRP? I'm not going to answer that. There's a couple of good questions on it. I'll do two more from Patreon. Eric, thanks for your question, buddy. Eric Harvey asked, will we need to have money to get money or just by virtue of being alive? I think you meant. I think the latter half of what you just said. So sovereignty is God realization. It's you stepping into divine governance of your own existence. Okay. Certainly what I understand it to be. And there's certainly, as Valir shares more, certainly what the Pleiadian emissaries seem to see sovereignty as. You can think of it whatever you want, but that's what I see. So in the new system, this is just a system of, it's not exchange, but I'll use the word exchange. It's a replacement for the exchange system, which will then be replaced by nothing because we won't need to have an exchange system at all. But it will be based on the components that I mentioned. So there will be a universal basic, at least. Elon Musk is talking about universal high income now, not just him. So I do think that we are looking at a basic level of all needs being provided and a little bit more. And then if you want to go into the realms of, well, the exchange system is still around, of making more, the contribution to the divine plan, algorithmically, some version of this, will be rewarded the most. Okay. That's a beautiful thing, because for those of you world servers out there and those of you who are watching this really are all in that bracket, you'll start to be rewarded for your genuine intention to serve and add value. How amazing is that? It sounds fictional. It's not, guys. That's where we're going. Now, there are pockets of Earth where this exists right now. So this is not fiction. It's just going to be on a more global scale, and a more advanced scale with technology. So you're not going to need to have money at all. That's the old system of getting something for something else, exchange. That's not going to be the new system at all. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take to play out. All I can do is share with you the timeline that I've been given and that I think is realistic, and my approximation of it based on that. So that would be my question, my answer to your question, Eric. Thank you for asking it. Kyle said, David, I recall you saying, this is Kyle from Patreon, Kyle Collins, David, I recall you saying you're considering starting a church. Any update on that, the 12 thing, a part of that? Great question, Kyle. Thank you for your question, brother. Yes, we are going to start a church, but not in the traditional way that you know. It will be a form of ministry, but our next form of teachings, I don't want to give too much away because it's not formed yet. It's not actually concrete yet, but it's going to be. Kelly and I are going to be forming a church, for sure, a ministry that shares forth the mystical teachings in a modern format that we practice. So God realization in a more universal format. Now, the 12, the Sovereign Academy that we're launching at the end of this year, is more geared towards the galactic element of things. All right. So those of you who are more into the starseed and lightworker energies, it's going to be more relevant to this audience because it's going to be more relatable. One of the components to the new ministry that we're going to be launching, or new church, whatever you want to call it, is going to be able to be retrofitted into religion. Don't ask me how that's going to happen, but I was in the gym a number of months ago and I was thinking about the ministry I'm talking about, we call it Talanus, the Tree of Life Affiliates Network and Services Talanus. That's our next major initiative, going to be launching probably next year. I was really sort of concepting out, in my mind at least, or receiving downloads on it, combination of the two, how the Talanus ministry was going to look. And I was kind of, religion came into my mind's ear, and I'm like, no, like I'm not down with religion. And then it like forced its way back in. It was like, no, you have to design concepts that can be retrofitted into religion. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay. So I think that the ministry or church that you mentioned that we're going to be starting is going to begin with more of a universal body of teachings, which will include live seminars, live events, and also around new sovereign communities, by the way. More on that in a bit. And it's going to branch into sort of on a modular basis, the ability to retrofit this into religions. Because ultimately, the core of the teachings that I'm bringing forth that we practice are all the same as every other one that is of mystical nature. Mystical meaning, or mysticism meaning, from at least my understanding, the path of God realization from within. Okay, that's really all mysticism is. Now, you can find whatever definition you want. That's what it means to me. And so whether it's through the Sovereign Academy, whether it's through other teachings, whether it's through A Course in Miracles, whether it's through the teachings of the life masters, the masters of the Far East, whether it's through Saint Germain's I Am teachings, whether it's through Yogananda's teaching, it doesn't matter. The core of the teaching is exactly the same across all disciplines. And that is seeking God or seeking Creator, seeking realization of oneness with Source from within. And if you are looking to evaluate whether a teaching is genuine, whether a channeling is genuine, whether it's from the GFL station team or anyone else, that is your benchmark. If it leads you back to yourself to discover sovereignty or unity and power, then it's a good teaching, no matter how it's worded. If it directs you back to you to source your power and fulfillment, it's a good teaching. Okay. And all the true teachings will do that. So, yes, the church will be, or the ministry will be launching in the future. There will be physical locations to it. And I don't know how it's going to look, but yes, it is absolutely a plan of ours. So stay tuned for that. Who's ready for a meditation? Okay, let's do it, guys. Come on, we're getting on time-wise here. Let's see here. All right, 60 seconds, guys. Go and grab your headphones. Go and find a comfortable space where you will not be disturbed for about 25 minutes. Okay, well, let's try and keep it to around 25. And I'm going to layer in some music in a moment. And I'm going to need your help in the live chat to tell me how the music is balanced. Okay, so here we go. Volume is with my voice, because this will be my voice and the music for this meditation. So if the music is too loud, please let me know. If my voice is too loud, please let me know. And I'll readjust the balance. So YouTubers and Patreoners, Inner Circle members and YouTubers, there's no hierarchy. Just using that so I can address you all. Got multiple streams going. Let me know. 5x5. You know the drill. Love it. Thank you. Okay, YouTubers sounds good. Patreoners, let me know. Inner Circle members, let me know. Okay, 5x5. You guys know what the drill is as well. Oh my goodness. 5x5, 5x5. Tom, Ashira, Joyce, thank you. Linnea, that's a great name. Wonderful. 5x5, Patricia. Okay, love you all. We're ready to go. Let me grab a little sip of water. Oh, this is going to be a big one, friends. If you haven't already, call upon your guides and your team of light to join you. Call them in now, usher them in. Your team of light, join you to hold the space, hold the light, hold the love light frequency. Close your eyes and breathe, my friends. Yes, we take this work seriously, but not personally. Also important. We call upon our archangel brethren of the horizontal planes, beginning in the east, Archangel Raphael. Join us, dear brother, the archangel of air, who holds the green ray of clarity, clean perception, clean mind. Invite Archangel Raphael to join us in the east now. And to the south, Archangel Michael, the archangel of fire, who carries the blue ray, courage with love, protection without fear. Archangel Michael, join us in the south now. And to the west, Archangel Gabriel, the archangel of water, who carries the diamond white ray, mercy, softness, emotional cleansing. Join us in the west, Brother Gabriel. And finally to the north, Archangel Uriel, the archangel of earth, who carries the red ray, stability, groundedness, embodied presence. Join us in the north, Brother Uriel. Feel their presence, the four archangels of the four directions. Join us, dear brothers. Hold the space, hold the love light frequency. For this sacred work. To join us also, those of you sacred beings who've endured so much across the long ages, to leave us the crumbs, the stepping stones, the nuggets of wisdom, that we may bring forth as the family of light into this age, the new embodiment of the existing energy of love light frequency. So, dear brothers and sisters, we ask for the presence of Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, Saint Germain, the loved one, Zoroaster, the king, call them in with me, Zarathustra, the magi, Lao Tzu, the old sage, the Buddha, Babaji, the eternal one, Lahiri Mahasaya, the smiling guru, Sri Yukteswar, the teacher, Paramahansa Yogananda, the gift, El Moria, the Lord of the first ray, Kuthumi, the great guiding light, Dwal Kul, the master teacher, Paul the Venetian, the great Serapis Bey, the Lord of Ascension, Hilarion, the bringer of joy, the English master, Douglas Baker, the keeper of this ashram, Sanat Kumara, the planetary Logos, the Ancient of Days, Amun-Ra, Vesta, Helios, the solar Logos. Feel their presence. Mary Magdalene, the high priestess energies, be with us. Isis, the great mother, the goddess light. Kuan Yin, the incandescent one. Krishna, the avatar. Aina, the ninth dimensional guide. Mohammed, the prophet. And Joshua, who walked with God. Family of light, the masters in you. Yahweh in you. Saviors in you, in us. Take a deep breath in through the nose and hold the breath at the top. Hold, hold, hold. Activating the pineal now. Hold the breath. Activate, activate. And when ready, release. Take another deep breath in and hold the breath at the top once more, activating the pineal, priming the etheric antenna. Activate, activate. And when ready, release. And a final deep, deep breath in, holding once more at the top. Activate, activate. And when ready, release. Family of light, feel connected to the one source of all that is. We are joined together tonight to do sacred work, but not work we haven't done before. So breathe with the family of light now and feel a love and a connection to all that is. It is time to journey to a sacred pyramid of light, your own personal pyramid of light. So bring your awareness now to the crown chakra. You can also use the third eye or the heart. You decide. Imagine a golden white light spinning at whichever area you choose. Use the breath to grow the light in intensity and also in size physically. As you breathe in, intensify the light. And as you breathe out, expand it physically in size. Keep doing this until you feel you've opened a gateway, one you can travel through. This is your own personal portal to your own personal pyramid of light. So if you are ready and you feel safe and held, journey into the light, move through it and towards it. And as you enter through it, a great white flash of light transports you like a quantum elevator to your own personal pyramid of light. It is crystal white and vast in all directions, miles across, and you stand near the center. In the center, from the apex at the top, is a giant quartz crystal, double terminated, double pointed on either side. And beneath it stands a glowing white figure with a slightly blue hue to it. There is also a table and bed-like structure, and it is Archangel Michael, and he invites you forward now. Michael welcomes you with an embrace. There is a familiar sense here, a feeling of love and connection and familiarity. But before tonight's work with the codex installation, our dear angelic brother has a message for us all. We are familiar with this, perhaps. So if you're ready to receive, lie down upon the table and get comfortable. Archangel Michael speaks. Beloved family of light, I come to you now in the quiet before our next work begins. Let me speak of what we accomplished together in our last assembly. The second codex installed has held, and we want you to understand what that means, for it is no small thing. You anchored a bridge between the chamber of the heart and the seat of personal power, and across these past cycles, we in the angelic realms have watched that bridge bear weight. The family of light, the vanguard of world servers in this age who received it, report the same quiet evidence, a steadier center, a softening of the old fear grip in the lower body, and a capacity to feel deeply without being overthrown by what is felt. That is a stabilized codex. And because it took root in you, it took root in the collective grid you are woven into. The work held, the work always holds when it is done in love and sealed with that intention. Now we must tell you, as we always do, the next codex matters more than ever before. Codex 3, if you like, as you call it, is the activation of the divine memory template, the ignition of the diamond core God's cell, both within you and around the body of Mother Earth herself. Beloved, every codex until now has been preparation for this one, and this will always be the way. We have cleared, we have balanced, we have stabilized, and next we unseal the crystalline archive that has waited within your sacred heart since the point of origin, and then we extend that remembrance into the planetary diamond core, so that every sleeping soul upon this world is given a diamond white pathway home. The era now dawning upon your world, the great financial, technological turning you have all felt approaching, will move faster than the mind can hold. But do not allow this to fear you. Create fear in your field. Create fear in your mind. Without an awakened memory template installed in the collective field, the masses may indeed meet this turning as free fall. But with it installed, they are given the chance to meet it as remembrance. This is why this codex cannot wait. This is why you are called, and this is why you are here tonight, now, in this moment. So here now, we will speak to you of the sacred sites, for there is something your soul needs to hear. In the earlier turnings of humanity, when the veils were thinner and the stones still sang, the work you are doing now was done quite differently. The archangelic legions did not work with scattered individuals. Oh no, they worked with gathered circles, groups of the family of light, as you are familiar, who traveled, sometimes for many days, to stand together upon the living power points of the earth. The hill that is now called the Tor, in a place you call Glastonbury, the circle of standing stones, the temple mounts and the high places and the wells, and more. And we did this work together at the hinges of the year, at the solstices when the light reached their fullest, or at its deepest, at the equinoxes when day and night stood in perfect balance, and at the cross-quarter fire points between them. At these moments, the membrane between the dimensions grew thin, the Earth's own grid opened like a flower, and what a gathered circle anchored at a sacred site at such an hour could not be undone. Those of your ancestors, they carved their codexes into stone, into bronze, into the very alignment of the temples themselves. Because in that age, consciousness was not yet a stable enough medium to hold the pattern. So in many ways, they entrusted it to rock. Now hear me closely, beloved ones. You are not traveling to a stone circle next. You sit where you are, in your home, in your room, perhaps far from any famous holy place. And you may quietly wonder whether what you can do personally could possibly carry the same weight as those ancient ancestor gatherings upon the hills. Dear ones, it carries more now. The family of light now gathers non-locally in many ways, and you are joined to a circle that spans every continent, every nation, every soul linked heart to heart through the etheric field, with us, the legions of light, standing with you, exactly as we once stood at the center of. So, let us begin a priming before we begin our planetary grid work. There is nothing for you to do here but breathe and allow. Before the grid work begins, we must, if you like, prime the core. We must wake the diamond gently, the way one cups a hand around a small flame before asking it to become fire. So, dear one, breathe with me now, slowly and naturally. On the in-breath, feel the adamantine particles or creator particles entering through your crown, drawn down from your etheric replica, your oversoul, into the chamber of your sacred heart. And as you breathe out, feel that love ignite the particles where they have gathered. Light is what you receive, love is what activates it. This is the whole secret of priming the diamond core, beloved one, and yes, you have always known it. Once again, breathe in this light and breathe out that love. One more time now on the in-breath, breathing in the light. And on the out, breathing out the love. Now place your inner attention at the very center of your chest and find there the diamond core, God's cell. Imagine the 12-faceted jewel of Creator God Essence. Your Oversoul has guarded within you since your very point of origin. Do not strain to see it, as we always say, dear ones. Do not worry about the technical visualization. Simply turn towards it the way you would turn towards the sun. And as you turn towards it, it answers. Watch the white fire at its heart begin to glow, soft at first, a low ember, warming. And as it does, speak these words with me now, quietly from within the sacred heart. I am a being of sacred fire. I am the purity of God's desire. My mind is clear. My heart is pure. I am a living son of the Creator. I am a being of sacred fire. I am the purity of God's desire. My mind is clear. My heart is pure. I am a son of the Creator. Feel the diamond brighten now, and if you keep saying these words with each line that you speak, the ember becomes a steady light now. The steady light becomes a radiance. The core is waking, not yet in full ignition, but primed, warmed, ready, leaning toward the work the way a seed leans towards spring. One last time, breathe in the light. And on the out breath, love. Repeat this a couple more times, and as you do, feel the diamond at the center of you alive and listening. The core is primed now, beloved one. The flame is cupped in my hands and yours. And now we may begin. So once you're ready, let your light body lift from the pyramid where we are and be drawn across the etheric field of the earth towards the green hills of Albion, towards the ancient mound your world has come to call Glastonbury Tor, in your united kingdom. This is perhaps the sacred heart of the Earth Mother herself, where her own planetary diamond core has waited through every age for the hour that has now arrived. You quietly and comfortably and perfectly descend towards the Tor, the great mound, and as you arrive, you see that you are not alone. You were never alone. A great circle has gathered, the family of light, called from every continent, every nation, every soul of them lifted here in their light bodies, exactly as you have been lifted. They stand around the crown of the hill, and the circle is wide and divine, numbers beyond counting now. Take your place among them now, and reach out. Take the hand of the one to your right. Take the hand of the one to your left. Feel the contact. Feel the love. Feel the unity. Feel it close. This circle is now complete and it cannot be unbroken. The living ring of diamond bearers, encompassing the sacred heart of the world, hand in hand, heart in heart. Beneath the tour, the planetary diamond core of the Earth Mother now begins to glow. Vast, ancient, patient, grateful. Oh, she has felt you coming, beloved ones, and she is ready. Now, all together, breathe as one. Breathe in that light once more, and as you do, feel every diamond core God cell around this circle bright at once. 10,000 and more jewels igniting in a single circle. As you breathe out love, and let each of you send a beam of diamond white fire from your own awakened core inward towards the great central diamond at the heart of the earth. All the beams meet at the center, they gather, they pour into Gaia's core, and she receives them. And immediately from her, an answering radiance returns to each of you in equal measure, flowing back along every beam so that the circuit is closed. The family of light and the Earth Mother now stand joined in one unbroken communion of sacred diamond fire. Speak these words with me as I, Archangel Michael, as all of you, as one voice around the world. We are the circle of diamond bearers. We anchor the codex into the heart of the earth. We hold the hands of our kin across every nation. We send our remembrance of love home into the collective field. The lighting of the diamond grid. And as these words are spoken, it now unfolds. Immediately from the planetary diamond core, creator light channels begin to race outward along the great ley lines of Earth, to every sacred site, every mountain, every standing stone, every well and grove and temple mount. At each one a smaller diamond ignites. One after the other they come on, like lights appearing across the face of the world at dusk. And in doing so, a diamond grid takes form around the planet, a crystalline lattice of activated nodes. And above that grid, the honeycomb of consciousness, the collective field, almost drinks the diamond fire and fuses with it, diamond with honeycomb, honeycomb with diamond, until the two become a single living architecture of remembrance and love, enfolding the entire earth. This only means one thing, beloved one: the codex is now installed, and from this hour, every sleeping soul upon the world has been given the chance at a clearer pathway home. Will they take it? They must decide. The divine memory template is seeded now into the collective field. The forgetting has begun to break. Node by node, heart by heart, hand joined by hand. So, great vanguard, beloved world servers, hold the circle one moment longer. Feel the love in what you have just done. For what was once carved into stone is now a light in living consciousness, and it cannot be unmade. I, Archangel Michael, seal this codex within the planetary diamond core. I seal it now within each diamond core God cell within this circle, within the family of light. In love and in unity, what has been remembered here shall not be forgotten again. Carry the light within you at all times, dear one. The work here is done for now. So be it, and so it is, for the greatest good of all. I am Archangel Michael. So be it. So take a moment to rest in this energy. Feel the love and unity of the family of light. Feel the white light of the diamond codex installed. Our sacred work here is complete. So if you are indeed ready now, it is time to travel back into the physical to continue our work here. So when you're ready, release the hand to the right, the hand to the left. And in your brilliant light body, journey back towards your country, towards your city, your town, your village, towards your home. Resting back into the physical vessel, becoming one once more. And as we join back into the physical, I will give us a 5 to 0 count, 0 being the most awake. I will count us back. 5, just feeling connected back into the physical vessel, honoring it for what it is. 4, just moving the body slightly from side to side, feeling reconnected. 3, wiggling fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. 2, just moving the head gently from side to side. 2, feeling present, rotating the torso, about to be fully awake. 1, rolling the shoulders, connected and present. And 0. When you're ready, come on back. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to dive back in. Okay, powerful stuff, my friends. Good Lord. Yeah, I would definitely take a couple of days to integrate that energy and pay attention to whatever you feel in the body. Discard anything of limitation, because that is illusion. It is not reality. For source is the only power, and you are source. That is your true being. So Codex 3 is installed, and we shall wait to see what we receive from Michael for Codex 4. I've got no idea what that is yet. I have not been issued that information. I'm sure it will come in midweek. But this is important work. These are important things we're doing. And it's, as I mentioned to our inner circle on Patreon, it's pretty amazing to think that many of you watching the show were there at these sacred sites doing this sacred work. At the pyramids, at Glastonbury Tor, at Stonehenge, at Göbekli Tepe, at Machu Picchu, you name it. We were there together in different lives, doing family of light work, as we call it now. Isn't that amazing to think of? That has actually happened, guys. Now, that was the work that we were doing back then in prelude to the work we're doing now, which is pretty mind blowing to think about. So maybe I'll leave you with that thought. For those of you who are on Patreon, the Inner Circle, the 2 pieces of work we did tonight will be downloadable on the final version of tonight's show within a couple of hours. Like this, we have the priming of the diamond core we did tonight, and then we have the installation of the diamond core God cell. They are downloadable at the bottom of the live show. Give me a couple of hours and I'll have them uploaded for you. I've now formatted these so you can download them and do them again if you want. The audio only of tonight's meditation will also be available to download at the bottom. So if you want to just skip tonight's live show and go straight to the meditation without ads, I know if you watch this back on YouTube and try and do that, you'll get ads because they show ads on the channel and we've been demonetized so that we can't position the ads, unfortunately. So if you want ad free, join Patreon. There's another plug to join our Inner Circle. There you go. But anyway, it will be downloadable on the bottom of the post for you. So you better do the meditation only with music, as it was exactly tonight, meditation only. So it's encouraged as ever to do the meditation as many times as you feel called to. We'll see what the angelics say about that 3rd codex. I do feel like it is a big one. When that message came through from Michael during the end of last week, it was very resonant. Whenever I get a message from Michael, it's always third eye. So different beings, so you may experience this or not, I don't know, but different beings for me produce different illicit responses in my body. Archangel Michael's always been very third eye for me. And so there was a lot of body energy with this particular codex, more than I get with the third eye. So that was kind of interesting with this one. But we will just do what we're directed to do. As long as it guides us back to ourselves and to embody love, it's going to be a good teaching, whatever it looks like. So thank you all for joining tonight. Those of you who are on Patreon, our Inner Circle, sending lots of love to you. Those of you who are watching from all our YouTube channels, we are sending lots of love to you. We will try and serve you on YouTube the best we can by posting very short daily snippets. If you want the long form daily videos, please join us in our Inner Circle, where it's going to get to a point where it's going to not make sense to not join us because there's so many little value adds. Those of you who are currently in our Inner Circle will notice lots of increased little value adds every week, every month, as we try and add more value than we take in payment. And that is always our goal. So, yeah. So watch this space, guys, as the quantum financial system unravels. It's highly encouraged to start practicing that inner work and that inner giving, like I mentioned, like we went through in tonight's show in preparation for this, because once it's installed and really running, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, what the hell do I do now? I don't need to work. And you're going to be a living example of what to do. And I think that's a special gift that we can give the collective. So and in love and in unity, I bid you farewell for now. And I'll see you next Monday on our live show. Inner Circle members on Patreon, I will catch you throughout the week as I regularly post little posts and things there. So no doubt we will catch each other there. Those of you who have sent me personal messages, I read every single one of them. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. And it's no doubt guaranteed that we will have to hire a full-time assistant very soon just to handle the volume of messages and comments on all platforms. So watch this space, and excited to see what this week holds. But hold that light high, hold that diamond core God cell activated in love and in light, and we will do what we can through this coming week. So I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your presence, attendance, the work that you are doing. You matter. The work you are doing really matters. And I send you all the love in the world. So until the next show, guys, bye for now. Lots of love.